So Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm are trying to silence Gina Carano. They're trying to silence the Star Wars fans once again. And it really seems like every time we think the Star Wars fans, the people who are for Gina Carano, get a win, it seems like Disney replaces that with 2 wins of their own. And part of me thinks that Disney is just too powerful, too connected with the other large corporations to actually make a change at Disney. Part of me is starting to think that Disney will forever be able to get away with whatever they want to get away with, no matter how bad the things that they do are. But I'm still going to continue to fight the good fight, and hopefully everyone else in this space will continue to do the same. We all know what Gina Carano went through a few weeks ago on Twitter with the censorship. He tweeted out an article saying that most Americans do support Gina Carano and don't support the firing of Gina Carano by Disney. And after she tweeted out that article, her likes got deleted multiple times. That was Disney's first attempt at contacting Twitter, telling them to censor Gina Carano because she was making them look bad. She was making the firing of Gina Carano look like a bad thing to the general public, which it was. The general public do support Gina Carano and don't think that the firing of Gina Carano was just. That's just a fact. But Disney didn't stop there. They contacted Twitter once again to silence Gina Carano altogether, trying to silence Gina Carano for good, and they're doing a damn good job at it. I know Gina Carano will never stop fighting the good fight. I know they will never be able to silence Gina Carano altogether, but they're getting pretty damn close. We all know that meme that Gina Carano tweeted out of Bob Iger wearing the shirt that said Gina Carano did nothing wrong. She tweeted it out on April Fool's Day. It was a great April Fool's Day joke. Everyone laughed, and it was also true. But it seems like Disney, it seems like Twitter didn't like that tweet too much, and Twitter is back to censoring Gina Carano, and this time it's worse than ever. This article from Pirates and Princesses says Gina Carano shadow banned from Twitter. We're receiving reports that outspoken actress and future director Gina Carano has been shadow banned on Twitter. Users have reported that searching for Gina Carano without already having her on your followed list is resulting in her account, profile, and posts not appearing. This follows Gina Carano making several posts about the danger of non-questioning, in other words, dogmatic thinking, as well as a parody post she made about Bob Iger. So not only did Gina Carano post that meme of Bob Iger, but she also posted this tweet: questioning and doubting the most historically corrupt and fraudulent companies and entities in the world does not make you anti-anything, nor does it make you a conspiracy theorist. Actually, questioning is and should be the place of reason. The fact that questioning has become so taboo should in fact send a chill up everyone's spine. And she is 100% right. The fact that these world entities, the fact that these large corporations have taught us to not question anything that they do, and people just bow down, people just listen to them blindly. My entire life, I thought Disney was this wholesome, pure company that made wholesome, pure content. That's what the general public thinks of Disney, because that's the identity that they portray, and they have taught us to not question anything that they do, and that should indeed send a chill up your spine. Discovered originally, as we can tell, by Anna of the YouTube channel That Star Wars Girl, other users have reportedly verified the continuing development of Twitter censoring those with whom they politically disagree. Once again, I know Twitter has a track record of doing this type of thing, of censoring conservative-leaning people, but I truly think that this is the work of Disney, because Twitter could have done this a long time ago for Gina, but that's just me. That Star Wars Girl tweet says, so I viewed Gina Carano's profile from my account versus logged out. Her profile didn't even show up when I searched it. I had to manually type in her full handle name and select the profile tab. This is insane. This is pretty insane, but that's the world we live in. I'm not surprised anymore by this type of thing. We live in an insane world where people are censored for their political beliefs, people are censored because they disagree, and people are censored because they question. Like Gina said, questioning should be the norm, but her being censored on Twitter is proof that they don't want anyone to question anything that they're doing. Do they not understand the irony in that? There is no official word as to why Gina Carano's account has seemingly been shadow banned, how long this effect might continue, and if it is actions of Twitter officially. However, it does fit in line with a progressing movement online to rid sites of particular viewpoints. It was earlier this week that the popular and controversial to some comedian and conservative commentator Steven Crowder was demonetized on YouTube. Now, Steven does say some edgy things, but if he does call himself a comedian, I think that's kind of a get out of jail free card. Comedians are supposed to say edgy things. I think Steven takes it a little bit overboard at times, but even if he does take it a little bit overboard, YouTube shouldn't be demonetizing that. You shouldn't be censored, you shouldn't be demonetized for having a conservative viewpoint, and it's never going to solve any problems. Carano has been hired by Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire and will be starring, writing, and directing a new film in the near future. Meanwhile, YouTube is contemplating removing the dislike button, which should make things much easier on Lucasfilm, Disney, and Star Wars, considering they have been submerged with dislikes on YouTube since their firing of Gina Carano. Our sister site D-Res covered the dislike button issue extensively in an article over there. Kathleen Kennedy rejoiced. YouTube plans removal of dislike button. Why does it feel like all these censorings that are happening on Twitter, on YouTube, all revolve around things that are happening in Star Wars and Disney? It just so happens that Twitter censors Gina Carano and YouTube removes the dislike button in the same week, when the Star Wars YouTube account and the Disney YouTube account are both getting smashed with dislikes, and that's also because of Gina Carano mostly. Is that a coincidence? Because I really don't think so. I think Disney is behind all of that. Disney is just too powerful. But here's a tweet from YouTube. In response to creator feedback around well-being and targeted dislike campaigns, we're testing a few new designs that don't show the public dislike count. If you're part of this small experiment, you might spot one of the designs in the coming weeks below. This is such a horrible move by YouTube, and I know the reason isn't for for the well-being of creators, I know the reason is because Disney and the White House are getting smashed with dislikes. We all know that's the real reason. But if you are doing this for the well-being of creators, if you are doing this to actually improve your platform, by removing dislikes, you're doing the opposite of that. What sets YouTube apart from all the other platforms is the dislike button, and the fact that the dislike button is public, the fact that everyone can see how many dislikes a video has. And it's not only for targeted dislike campaigns, which I don't even know what that means. Has anyone actually told us to go out and dislike the Star Wars videos, or has that just kind of happened on its own? I don't think that's a very targeted campaign. But if you are doing this to improve your platform, you're going in the wrong direction with this move. And hopefully they see that and reverse the chain. But I really think they're going to go through with this. And it's just another step in taking away the free speech on social media platform. I'm not going to get into that discussion, but it's just sad what's going down on social media right now. So while the latest Lucasfilm YouTube video has more than 3 times as many dislikes as likes, YouTube changes would hide this from the consumer. Crazy how convenient that is. This continues a trend of anti-consumer and anti-information steps being taken in rapid succession by companies that have aligned themselves with totalitarian-leaning, socio-political movements. Disney, who has worked very closely with the CC Party, has taken steps that harm movie theaters while bolstering their streaming service, but theaters permit customers to vote for movies with their wallet, while streaming services like Disney Plus just take a consumer's money while essentially hiding the true stats of viewership or content. Like I said, all these big corporations are taking more and more steps towards removing free speech, and they're taking small steps like that so that most people can't see it coming. The general public don't even notice that it's happening, and that's exactly how they want it to be. Like Gina Carano said, they don't want you to question them, but questioning should be the norm. The internet is a great place, but also a horrible place at the same time. But when you start censoring one side of politics, when you start censoring certain beliefs, the good side of the internet just gets smaller and smaller as time goes on. If people are only allowed to think and speak a certain way and have certain viewpoints, then the good side of the internet is lost forever. But most people won't even realize that it's happening until it's too late. It's happening right now, and people like Gina Carano are the only ones that are speaking out about it, and they're getting censored on Twitter and YouTube. But let me know what you guys think about Gina Carano getting censored on Twitter. Once again, it seems like it gets worse and worse for Gina Carano every week on social media sites. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you hate Kathleen Kennedy being the president of Lucasfilm as much as I do, check out my Ruined by Kathleen Kennedy merch linked in the description. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter or join the Discord, both of those links will be in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. I hope to see you on the next one.